Hi there. I want to just stop in here and share a fun little experience that I had this morning as I was sitting in my office working. I was sitting there and I kept staring out across my top of my computer, and I was looking at my bookshelf, and this book kept drawing my attention, and I had this feeling of maybe I should get up and see what book that is, because my bad eyesight, I can't read the cover from here. So I got up and I walked across the room, pulled it off the bookshelf, and it was this book here. There is a spiritual solution to every problem. Now, I don't necessarily have a problem right now, but I do have some decisions that I'm working on making. And I've been trying to work them out. I've been doing drumming meditation, shamanic meditation. I've been journeying to the spirit worlds and asking my guides for clarity and help. And things have been really happening and doing really well. But I'm in that stage of like solidifying my belief in my desire and calling in this new stuff that I really, really want to happen in my life, that my guides have been showing me. This is what's coming next for you, and this is how life is going to be. And as I call in these desires and make this happen, I'm in that phase of solidifying my belief in it. And what I mean by that is there is times when we're calling stuff into our life and a little teeny part of us is still going, but maybe is it going to happen? I hope it still happens. Maybe, possibly. We're still in that weird little phase of like one foot is still on dry land and we fully haven't jumped in yet. And that is where I've been at. And so I just kept being drawn to the spine of this cover. I just kept looking at this and I'm like, what is that book? Why can't I remember what that book is? I know all my books because I love them. I'm a crazy book, cat, and plant lady. So it was this book. There is a spiritual solution to every single problem. So I decided, well, I'll just open up the contents. This is how I kind of read books. I don't always read a whole book. I will go to the contents section and I will just kind of read through the chapter titles and decide what chapter title is really calling to me. Now, the 4 wasn't circled before I did this, so I did that afterwards and realized, oh, I shouldn't have done that. I should have made the video first. But anyways, whatever. So what is circled here is says, stop giving energy to the things you don't believe in. Oh my goodness. I was like, well, that's a pretty good title. I think I'll read that. That sounds like that could be helpful. This is where it gets even better, people. This is where it gets even better. When I go to that chapter, the page is already dog-eared. And the fun part about this all is I have not read this book yet. I picked it up at a thrift shop about a year ago and haven't touched it. It's been sitting on my shelf. And the page to this chapter is already marked. And here I am today. That's the chapter that I selected to pick. And the chapter goes on to talk about the mental frequency and how what we think is what we create. How perfect, because that's what I've been practicing as well. Every single morning for probably the last 2 weeks, I have been really focusing every morning, taking an intentional time to say some prayers and ask the universe to give me exactly what I want that day. And I asked for the same thing with consistency every single day, because that is the way I want every single day to happen. And by golly, it has been happening. And I've been very intentional about when I'm making these prayers and intentions. I do not use any words like don't, not, wouldn't, shouldn't, because I read this once a long time ago that the universe only hears like the want part, the desire part. The universe doesn't distinguish between no's and don'ts and wants. So if you're saying, I don't want to do this job anymore, I don't want to whatever, then you are continuously calling in the thing you do not want, because the universe doesn't hear the frequency of the word don't or not. So I know that's a big thought, but it's true. The universe doesn't hear that. The universe continues to hear what you're wanting. So all it hears is, I want this job. But instead you're saying, I don't want this job. So I've been very intentional when I'm saying this stuff in the morning. Instead of saying, I don't want my day to be this, I say things like, I call in a day that is gentle and the work is satisfying and nurturing to the soul. Just something simple like that for an example. So I'm saying all these prayers in the morning without using any words of don't, not, or anything negative, basically. Anything saying that I don't want something, any way that you could phrase that statement or not have something is what I've been focusing on. And in this chapter, he gives 4 ways that people are successful. And the very first thing he touches on is focusing your intention on what you want and not what you don't want. So what I took away from this morning in reading this whole chapter is that to continue using the core values that I've created for myself, to know what I want in my life and what I would like not to have in my life. And through my core values, knowing, and those core values teach me what my soul really truly likes, and when I follow those core values, I stay at a frequency of love and happiness, and the things that I want are manifesting quickly and showing up in my life the way that I imagined it and exactly the way I desired it to happen. And this chapter really solidified for me that I'm doing the right things. And through continuing my practices of strong shamanic meditation and focusing my thoughts in a positive direction and only focusing on what I desire, and to get off the ledge of like worrying that maybe what I desire won't happen, slowly or strongly solidifying what I do want to happen. Because point number 4 in that book was solidifying your will. And through managing your thoughts, you solidify your will. You solidify that this is what's happening for me, and there is no ifs, ands, or buts about it. My will is that strong that my thoughts are focused on it. Not in an obsessive way that you get yourself into wanting, but that every day you start your day with the intention that this is how life is going to be. This is what life is like, and we're going for it. So I just wanted to share that fun message with you guys, to always listen to spirit, always be open to receiving messages and following your intuition. If I hadn't followed my intuition to pick this book up off my shelf, it might have gone 3 more years before I ever opened it up and noticed that chapter specifically was dog-eared and waiting for me to read it. I hope you guys have a wonderful Thursday. Reach out if you have any questions regarding how to start living a more guided life. If you're curious about how to set core values for yourself, if you're curious about shamanic meditation, because I am here to help you. Yes, you, I see you out there, that amazing woman hiding behind shadows of doubt, limiting beliefs. I see you. You are ready to step out and be a confident, awesome, amazing woman. And if you want to learn how to trust yourself and take back your power, I'm here to help you. Reach out. I would love to chat and link arms. Have a great day.